Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. So good to see everyone. We are a punctual place. That's how we roll. Jasper, you can have a seat. I'm going to sing a little bit. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. Sure would like to see the mother of the bar mitzvah in here. Oh, there you are. Thank you. I saw the father out there welcoming. Here comes Izzy. How good it is for all of us to be here today. If you're here for the Goldstein wedding, you're in the wrong place. Because we're going to celebrate with Jasper's. He becomes the bar mitzvah today, this afternoon. Hine matov, how good it is for us to be together. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am Rabbi Julia Weiss, and with Cantor Doug Kotler, we welcome you to Shabbat afternoon services as we celebrate Jasper becoming a bar mitzvah. We are very excited to welcome all of you here physically, as well as those of you who are praying via the live stream. Welcome. We can feel your energy. Continue to watch. We will be using a prayer book in the synagogue. It's this one. It should be either on your chair or the chair next to you. This is called the Mishkan Tefillah. It's blue, and we will announce page numbers this way. Through this, we usually will announce that page number first. And then online, I just posted in the chat the way to get to the prayer book. But if for some reason you cannot see that, it's orami.org. And you are going to go and look at B'nai Mitzvah, and under B'nai Mitzvah Toolbox, and it is the last link on the bottom of that page where you can access the prayer book. We have an awesome photographer, so we're going to ask that anybody in this space not take pictures. There are bathrooms behind these two glass doors to the left, and filtered water on the right behind the dividers. A children's sanctuary, although it doesn't look like we need it. The soundproof room in there for kids who can hear us, but we can't hear them. And with that, we sing together another song.
Shalom, 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 shalom. Lo yisako el koy charev, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisako el Nations will not lift up swords anymore. No one will study war. Nations will not lift up swords anymore. No one will study war. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.
I would like to invite up Jasper's mom and dad and Jasper. Jasper, it is a big deal to become bar mitzvah, as you know. You've spent a lot of time studying and learning with our B'nai Mitzvah tutor, Diane, and learning in our Kesher program and being within the Jewish community. And one of the reasons why we make such a big deal about it is because it means that you are now a young Jewish man. And it's pretty awesome. And one of the reasons why it's so awesome is because we have expectations or responsibilities, privileges that you get to have now that you are a bar mitzvah. And one of those is to wear a talit. And a talit is a cloth that is special, made special by the tzitzit, the strings on the four corners that are wrapped and tied to symbolize the 613 commandments in the Torah. And I believe this was a present from Grandma Nay. Is that right? Or Grammy Nay? Is that how we say it? Grammy Nay? Yeah. So we want to thank her. And what's amazing about having a gift like this is hopefully when you wrap yourself in a talit, when you're praying, you will remember the 613 commandments that we are supposed to live as kind, caring, compassionate humans, like God asks us to. You will remember Grammy Nay, who gave this to you. You will remember the love surrounding you today from all your friends and family here and online, and God's love as well. So now you can take the talit from your parents' hands.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehi atef batzitzit.
Amen. Nice. It's at times like this one, very special moments when we gather for the first time, someone becoming a young man, wearing a talit and leading services for the first time, that we pray Shehechianu, a special blessing, thanking God for giving us this life and keeping us in this moment. And we invite you to join along.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu higianu lazman hazeh And we'll turn to our prayer book now. In fact, the very, very last page in the prayer book, page 388. Remember, it's a Hebrew book. It goes from right to left. So it's the very last page, page 388. If you're worshiping at home, it's page number 1. Shema b'ni, take these wings to fly with. EBT, with these roots you will grow. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, you are the blessing. Shema b'ni. God's children come in into this shelter, a place of peace, a house of prayer, a center of learning, of justice, of giving, where everyone's loved and where everyone cares. Shema B'ni, Shimi Biti, Ufros Aleinu, Ufros Aleinu, Ufros Aleinu, Sukat Shlomecha. A mother comes, the cry of her infant. A young boy reads and becomes a man. Vows are exchanged as two hearts become one. A daughter returns, reads Kaddish again. Shema B'ni, Shimi Biti. So you will fly on wings of eagles, and you will grow like a sturdy tree. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, you are the blessing. Shema B'ni, Shimi Biti, Shema B'ni.
We now turn to page 26 in our prayer books in the sanctuary, page 2 online, and we rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabba be'alma divera chirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayedecho be'Yisrael ba'agala ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imiru amen yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'omei omaya yitbarach yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yitaleh ve'yithala shemei dekudesha birichu le'elam minko birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imeru amen.
Turn the page. Lie, la 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 lie. Lie, la 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 lie. Lie, la 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 lie. Lie, la 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 lie. Lie, la 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 lie. Lie, la 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 lie. Lie, la 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 lie. Lie, la 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 lie. continue in our prayer book on page 35. At home, on the virtual prayer book, page 3. Page 3. 35 is here. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter, it gets in the way. And listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes. If you're able, we'll rise and together sing the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malachuto Leolam Voed. Listen to our God. Listen to our God.
You may take your seats. We are on page 40 in the sanctuary, page 4 virtually.
La 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 la
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nadar bakodesh, no ratihilot o sefela, no ratihilot o sefela.
Together, la 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 la.
Ra'u vanecha, bokeh ayam Moshe uMiriam Ze'eli Anu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
Jasper's going to lead us in Veshamru, which is on page 44 in the prayer book here, and at home on the virtual prayer book on page 4.
Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael ohi le'olam ohi le'olam. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash v'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam.
We turn to page 48 in the sanctuary and 5 virtually for Amidah, and we rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei v'Nehem Lema'an Shemo be'ahava Melech Hozer u'Moshia u'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah.
We'll turn the page to 50 and page 5 at home.
Atah gibor le'olam Adonai Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia Mechalkel chayim bechesed Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim v'rofei cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato lishenei afar Micha mocha ba'al gevurot Umido melach Melech memid Umechayeh Umatmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata Lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We can be seated.
Cantor, really quickly. I apologize. I know it's a little warm. One of our air conditioning units went out, so we are bringing an industrial fan. I just want to make sure, is everyone okay with a fan going? How are we feeling? It's hot. Yes. Okay. I apologize. Hopefully you're more comfortable at home, but Luis is bringing it for us. Okay. Sorry for the heat.
Well, I can tell you why Jasper's on fire.
He's on fire.
He's just on fire. That was awesome, Jasper. That was really good. Especially like the Veshamru. That was great. Page 388, that very, very last page in the prayer book. And at home, if you're worshiping in the virtual prayer book, it's page 6. So Jasper, I'm sorry to interrupt, Rabbi. This is the ultimate one for me. You're the. I was telling your grandfather that there's a line in the Torah, in the Talmud. It says Acharon, Acharon, Chaviv. The last is the sweetest. So I understand you're the last grandchild on one side. Is that correct? Is that what I was led to believe? I am also the last grandchild on one side of my family, and this is the last bar mitzvah that I am doing at Congregation Orami as the cantor. So I was supposed to retire 2 years ago, and just when I tried to get out, they pulled me back. No, the pandemic, I stayed around for a couple years just for you. So I wrote this song, I don't know, 25 years ago. I dedicate this to you, Acharon, Acharon Chaviv. The last is the sweetest. In the garden there's a tree planted by someone who only imagined me. What love, what vision. I marvel at the gift. No fruit could be sweeter than this. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. As my people went from land to land, something passed from hand to hand, and it isn't just the words and stories of the ancient laws and golden glories. It's the way we study, the book we study. It's the way we study, the way. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. Today my life is full of choice, because a young man raised his voice, because a young girl took a chance. I Let's come to me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. So in the garden I'll plant a seed, a tree of life for you to read. The fruit will ripen in the sun. The words will sound when I am gone. These are the things I pass along, the fruit, the book, and the song. The ones who came before me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me.
I would like to invite up Brother Izzy, and Dad and Mom. And Nana Susie, Papa Peter, and Grammy Nay. I would like to invite up cousins Ella, Sasha, and Jonah to open the ark, and for all of us to please rise.
Ki Mitzvah Tetzeh Torah, Ki Mitzvah Tetzeh Torah, Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael Bekidushato.
Jasper, we stand here with your brother and your parents and your family, and we are in much celebration of you becoming a bar mitzvah. And as we celebrate, we also think about those who cannot be with us today, and we are missing and remembering Papa Ron. In just a few moments, you are going to teach us some Torah. You're going to bring to life Eitz Chaim, this tree of life. You're going to bring to life words that were given to us years and years and years ago. You're going to teach all of us. Remember, you can always return to that book. Torah will teach us and guide us and give you the Jewish values that the people that are standing in front of you have passed down. Remember, you are part of Shalshelet HaKabbalah, an unbroken chain connecting us from generation to generation.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kahadosh Shemo. Your book on the seat behind you. Clap your hand. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah. Goyel goy khere no yilmadu milchama no yisagoyel goy khere no yilmadu milchama no yisagoyel goy khere no yilmadu milchama no yisagoyel goy khere no yilmadu
I'd like to invite up godparents Matt and Kurt to come help undress the Torah.
Yeah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hashamayim, shamayim, yisbechu hashamayim, yisbechu hashamayim, v'tagil ha'areh. Yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam.
You may take your seats.
Yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam u'melod.
Before we jump into just one of the most incredible things that we do in Judaism, which is to read Torah, Jasper spent years learning a foreign language and then had to learn the language without vowels, then had to learn the language without vowels and chanting in a beautiful chant, which you will hear in a moment. I just want to thank my friend and B'nai Mitzvah tutor and coach Diane Townsend. Diane has one of the hardest jobs, I think, in the world, which is to work with all of our students to make them feel prepared and confident for today. And she's an amazing partner. I know she's been partner with Cantor Doug for years and years, so this is their last bar mitzvah together.
Yep.
And so I'm happy to invite Diane up to help, but also to support, as she always does. So we are ready for first Aliyah.
Indeed, our first Aliyah. Izzy, come on. Yamod Harishon Ronen ben Chana Eliezer.
Take your seats. Yep, and just wherever. There you go.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Morach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'tan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Par Echad ben Bakar Ayil Echad כבש אחד בן שנתו לעולה, שעיר עזים אחד לחטאת, ולזבח השלמים. בקר שניים אלים, חמישה עתודים, חמישה כבשים בני שנה, חמישה זה קורבן פגיעל בן אוכרן.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. How long ago was your bar mitzvah, Izzy? 4 years ago. Your voice is about 3 octaves lower now. That was well done. Second Aliyah, we call up Aunt Brooke and Uncle Eric and Aunt Erica and Uncle Adam. Please come up. Yamdu Hasheni Simchetel ve'Aaron ben Shena ve'Pinchas ve'Esther bat Reuven ve'Rachel ve'Abraham Yudel ben Beryl ve'Githol.
ביום 12 יום נשיא לבני נפתלי, אחירה בן עינן, קורבנו קערת כסף אחת, 34 הקרה 30 ומאה, משקלה מזרח אחד כסף, 70 שקל בשקל הקודש, שניהם מלאים, סולת בלולה ושמן למנחה, כף אחת 10 זהב מלאה כתורת.
For our third Aliyah, we call up Grammy Nay and Nana and Papa. Yamdu Ashlishi, Shane Esther v'Pinchas ben Moshe.
Take this and go over closer to Jasper and take your tzitzit, your prayer strings. Take the prayer strings in your hands. Jasper is, touch it and kiss it. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. ben shnato le'ola. Seir izim echad lechatat uzevach hashlamim. Bakar shnayim elim chamisha atudim chamisha kevasim b'nei shana chamisha ze korban achira ben enan.
Third strings again, CC.
Eloheinu melech olam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'toheinu, baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Congratulations.
For our fourth Aliyah, we call up Mom and Dad. Yamdu Harivihi Chana Miriam Bat Shenes David Pinkas Eliezer Zisel Ben Rachel Verach Miel Reuben.
This is well where Jasper is.
Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher b'karbanu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Zot Chanukah hamizbeach beyom himashach oto me'eit nesi'ei Yisrael ka'arot kesef shtem esrei mizrakei chesef shneim asar kapot zahav shtem esrei shloshim ve'ume'ah hakera ha'echad kesef v'shiv'im hamizrak ha'echad ko kesef hakelim alpayim ve'arba'a me'ot b'shekel hakodesh kapot zahav shtem esrei meleot ketoret asara hakaf b'shekel hakodesh kol zehav hakapot esrim ume'ah.
For our final Aliyah, we call up the Bar Mitzvah. Yamod HaChamishi Habachur Habar Mitzvah Hamavtir Micha ben Eliezer v'Chana Chazak Chazak V'nitchazek.
Baruch et Adonai Havarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Kol habakar la'ola shneim asar parim Elim shneim asar kevasim b'nei shana shneim asar umin chatan us irei izim shneim asar lechatat v'cho bekar zevach hashlamim esrim ve'arba'ah parim elim shishim atudim shishim kevasim b'nei shana shishim zo chanukat hamizbeach acharei himashach oto uvivo Moshe el ohel moed ledaber ito vayishma et hakol midaber elav me'al hakaporet asher al aron ha'edut mibein shnei hakeruvim vayedaber elav. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. I'd like to invite Zach, cousin Zach, to help dress the Torah, and Ella, Sasha, and Jonah to open the ark.
Etzayim lemachazikim bo v'tomah behusha derachea darchenu v'chol letivoteh Hashivenu Adonai Elecha V'nachua Kadesh Yamenu Kadesh Yamenu Kekedesh.
Better not cry because I don't have my Kleenex. Sorry. Have it in my purse. Alright, now just in case. Alright. Jasper. First of all, I'm so beyond proud of everything.
Stand a little bit closer.
Okay. I'm so proud of everything you just did up here. You've really taken your bar mitzvah study seriously and worked very hard for this day, and it shows. As a mom of 2 boys, I always prepared myself for feeling left out of some of the guy stuff that you, Izzy, and Daddy share. The 3 of you have a strong love for all things related to Cleveland sports. I don't know why this is making me cry.
There's a lot of clear
Yes.
to cry too.
And even though I try to play basketball and baseball at times, and I know you really appreciate me getting your rebounds or playing in the outfield as you practice hitting, it's definitely not my strong suit, and we all know it. When you were little, I felt like I had a limited amount of time with you when you would want to play with me and hang out with me before your tween and teenage years fully took hold. I knew that when you fully entered this sports-filled realm, I wouldn't be a real participant. Because while I love going to your games and cheering you on, it isn't the same as playing together with you. And then, something truly magical happened. Your love of horses blossomed into a passion for horseback riding, and in a totally unexpected twist of fate, you and I ended up having a shared sport after all. Whether it was mornings at Foxfield, where I showed you how to properly groom and tack up a horse, or the special weekend we shared in Santa Barbara, where we galloped the horses on the beach, to our amazing trail rides in Aspen, you and I share a connection to these beautiful, powerful creatures. And not everybody gets this connection. It is special. It's special because we realize that horses are not robots. They do unexpected things, and to be a true horse person is to respect this fact. People can't hide their real emotions from horses. You can pretend something on the outside, but the horse will always be able to sense your true feelings. So an excellent horse person knows this intuitively and treats their horse as a true partner. In order to be a successful horseback rider, you need to show up with your honest self 100% of the time. Jasper, you live this way all of the time, following rules to a T. Even though I sometimes get frustrated by this behavior, like when we are cooking something and I want to fudge a little bit on a recipe, but you are adamant that we do everything exactly how the recipe is written. This usually means an extra trip or two to the market, which takes extra time and effort, but in the end, your recipes always come out amazing. So I have come to fully embrace this part of who you are. At times, I'm even trying to be more like you in this regard. Because anyone who knows you well knows that you, Jasper, you always show up as 100% pure, authentic Jasper. Sometimes this is funny, charismatic Jasper, and other times this is quiet, thoughtful, wanting some space Jasper. You never pretend to be somebody you are not, which in turn makes everyone around you show up wholeheartedly as well. So I guess what I'm saying is that to know you, Jasper, is to love you. I think everybody here today can attest to that. I love you very much, and I'm so, so proud of you.
Hi, live stream. Okay. So in the song that Cantor sang before about standing on the shoulders of people who came before us, I've been thinking a lot about genealogy and kind of where we all come from and how important it is in the Jewish religion. We're always thanking those people that came before us and talking about all our ancestors. And I was thinking about all of the ancestors that I've had in my life not too long ago. So it made me think about you and kind of where you came from. So I think about you, and I think there's parts of a lot of the people sitting here that are in you. So I think I look at Gramine, and there's humor from Gramine. There's curiosity from Papa. There's passion from Nana. And then you also have a lot of characteristics from your Papa Ron, who you never got to meet. His birthday was June 9th, yours June 11th. You're both Geminis, and that means there are dual personalities. Okay, so I wrote a few of these down. He had a hair-trigger temper, but he also had a soft and mushy side, mostly to animals. Does that sound familiar? I would walk into his office sometimes, seeing him count his checks and putting them in order in his office. Sometimes I see you counting your money and putting it in order in your wallet. He would eat ice cream before he went to bed, and he would leave the dirty bowl sitting next to his bed when he went to sleep. You eat ice cream before you go to bed, and I walk in and there's a dirty bowl in the morning sitting there. So this Gemini shows itself in other ways as well. So you're a great negotiator for yourself. Remember going to the card convention and you stood in front of that guy and he said he wanted to sell you the card for $750 and you said, I'll give you $650. And he said $725. And you said $651. He said $725. $651.1. And you were negotiating by the penny and you ended up getting the deal. And then sometimes you're not a great negotiator when it comes to other people. Like when there was a nice car that I had that was worth a lot of money and you ended up selling it to someone else for a quarter of what its value was. You're strong-willed, you're stubborn, you're also direct. Remember when you got that flu shot and as the nurse was putting it in your arm, you said, I don't like you. But you're also empathetic, loving, and compassionate. You wrote a really beautiful note on the back of your hamster Branch's gravestone that's still there. When you were little, you wore the same clothes day and night for several days straight, and now you care about the way you look. You're principled, you're a seeker of the truth, as well as a rule follower, and you'll be the first to tell us why something isn't allowed in a game or in life. But you're also crafty, strategic, and you're always looking for loopholes, because you'll also be the first to create a new rule for a game or in life to win or get what you want. You're a contrarian, always standing firm with an opposing viewpoint, but you also hate being the center of attention. But mostly you're pretty much a contrarian. And as an example of the contrarian, as Mommy mentioned, you're steadfast in your defense of Cleveland sports and Cleveland sports teams, regardless of how bad they might be. So I was lucky enough to see the formation of this when we went to that Game 7 championship game when they won. You like cold weather, but you have a hot temper. You like burnt, bland, dry steak, but you like spicy food with never sauce in anything. And you're also colorblind, but you say you're not. Yeah. Well, these are a lot of dualities. There are a lot of dualities. And they may seem contradictory to me, but to me they may seem contradictory, but to me they make you interesting, complicated, and unpredictable. And these unique dualisms will continue to confuse people, and I think that's great. Because guess who else was that way? Your Papa Ron. So, always keep them guessing, and you'll be fine. I'm proud of you, I love you.
And now for some English words, Jasper's going to teach us a little bit as well.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My Torah portion Naso is in the book of Numbers or Bamidbar. I chanted chapter 7, verses 75 through 89. My Torah portion tells about when Moses finished setting up the Mishkan or holy sanctuary in the wilderness. Moses then sprinkled oil on the whole place to make it holy. It describes all the offerings that each of the 12 tribes brought as an offering to God to celebrate the creation of the Mishkan. Each tribe brought the same items: silver basins, gold ladles, incense, oxen, rams, he-goats, and yearling lambs. These animals would become burnt offerings to God, to represent their thanks to God, and to ask for forgiveness and for well-being. I think that the idea of sacrificing animals just as a way of connecting with God is cruel. Did they really need to kill an animal to connect with God? Shouldn't we be able to do something else to connect with God? Today we pray, offering up our words as a way to connect to God. On the one hand, we have an improvement over ancient times, but on the other, we are still not nice to animals. We hunt them for trophies, we pollute, which kills animals, we put animals in farms without enough room. I think that people should be more respectful towards animals. My favorite animal is my dog Chelsea. To me, she is the greatest dog on this planet. She is so sweet, loving, and cares for me. I treat her with love, and I care for her by playing with her. She is a part of our family because she is always with us at dinner, loving us and loves being with us wherever we are. We should treat animals like we want to be treated ourselves. I think people need to realize more that we share this planet with animals. It's not fair that humans pollute the earth and then the animals have to pay the price. We need to take better care of the earth for our own future, but also so the animals have a place to live in the future. Rabbi Paul asked me what I believe about God. I told him that I am not really sure. Like my mom, I sometimes think that I feel God's presence when I am astonished by nature's beauty. Like my dad, I think that God connects us all. Rabbi Paul teaches that belief about and thinking about God is a lifelong journey. He says that as long as we open our hearts and minds to the possibility, we might experience something meaningful. I want to become a bar mitzvah like my brother Izzy and my dad, who both became b'nai mitzvah. I wanted to do this also. I was excited to finally experience this day that I worked so hard and so long to prepare for. I'm both relieved and have more freedom. To be honest, I didn't really have a choice about this. But I am learning about the meaning of this day. My rabbis teach that I am taking the first steps on the path to becoming an adult in Judaism, and I am receiving the Torah that Judaism considers to be our most precious gift. Now that I'm a bar mitzvah, I'm able to wear talit, lead the prayers, chant from the Torah, be called up for an aliyah, and be counted in a minyan, the 10 Jews needed for a prayer service. For my mitzvah project, I created a community garden at Round Meadow School for the students. I was inspired to do this because last summer, when I visited Alaska with my grandparents, I saw a community garden which I thought was so nice. I really liked the idea that everybody in the community could just come take some fruit or vegetables whenever they wanted to. So I thought it would be great to do the same thing in Hidden Hills. We found out that the neighborhood school needed help with their community garden, so I decided to fundraise and help them build one. In this way, I'm giving back to the community and doing the holy work of tzedakah. There are a number of people I love whom I want to thank. Mom, words cannot explain how amazing of a mom you are. You will do anything to make me happy and live a good life. You help me when I'm stuck and cannot move forward. You're the best mom anyone can ask for. I love you. Dad, you are so funny and you are always going to be the best dad in this world. You are so fun to play basketball with, even though you will never beat me. I do love working out with you in the gym. Thank you for being my dad. I love you. Izzy, thank you for always standing up for me and protecting me from danger. You have helped me accomplish so much in life. You are the greatest brother anyone can ever ask for. Thank you so much for being in my life. I love you. Yermina, thank you so much for teaching me wrong from right and helping me throughout my life. I love spending time with you everywhere, but especially in Cleveland. You are the funniest grandma and one of the 2 best grandmas in the whole world. I love you. Nana and Papa, thank you for taking me on really fun trips all over, especially to Alaska, Italy, and Punta Mita. It is so fun exploring with you both, and you have inspired me to learn more about gardening. I love you. I like being part of Congregation Orami. I especially like the youth retreats when we go away and stay overnight at Camp Elohim. I love hanging out with my friends who are like family to me. I want to thank my bar mitzvah teacher, Diane Townsend, for teaching me all of the prayers and helping me throughout the tougher times of the learning process. This would not be possible without all of your amazing help. Thank you. I want to thank Cantor Doug Kotler for playing your amazing music at my bar mitzvah service. You are the best cantor ever, and I will miss you so much when you retire. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Thank you. I want to thank Rabbi Paul Kipnis for helping me create this Devar Torah. You took all of the stress out of writing this by splitting it up into different questions. Thank you. I also want to thank Rabbi Julia for being here today with me as I become a bar mitzvah. You are always so much fun to be with at Kesher. I also really appreciate how you make me feel so comfortable and at ease. For example, when I was younger and a little nervous about the youth retreat, you made sure I had a great time. Thank you. Finally, I want to thank all of you for joining me and my family for this service. It means so much to me that you are here to celebrate with us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov. Semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov. Semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov. Yehelanu, 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 ulechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, yehelanu, ulechol Yisrael.
Wow, that was awesome.
Yep.
Jasper, really proud of you. Wonderful job. You were amazing. On behalf of Congregation Army, we would like to give you a present. We would like to give you a mezuzah for your house. We say at Orami, your home. And so we hope that this will always be a special place for you, your second home, where you can kind of run in, put your feet up on the couch, and enjoy being here, especially as you get older in the teenage years. It only gets better here. So I hope you'll join us, continue to join us. But this is for you to remember that we will always keep you safe and always have open doors for you here at Orami. You're welcome. I now get to take Jasper to the Ark and give him some very special words of blessing. In fact, his Torah portion contains the words that every rabbi gets to give during a life cycle event, whether it's a baby naming, a bris, or a bar mitzvah, or a wedding. And so I will give these words as long as some other private words of blessing in front of the Ark. And I invite you to think about words of blessing that you would like to give Jasper. Hopefully you'll share it in an email or a text, or maybe later today, the words that you're thinking as you listen to the beautiful music.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Ledor vador nagid god lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed, we are holy, we are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning we will have the strength to say. Ledor vador nagid god lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador these lips will praise your name.
It was really beautiful to hear a little bit about Papa Ron, who we're remembering during this celebration. And Jews like to, especially at the end of our time together during a service, remember those who we wish could be here physically with us, who aren't, and knowing that the celebration is a little less happy because they can't be here with us. So this evening, I'm going to put my hand around the room and invite you to mention those that you're remembering so that we can pray the memory of blessing for them, our mourners Kaddish. Today we remember we turn to page 294 here and page 8 virtually, and we rise for Mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yi kadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei omaya, yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zikronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. We're going to transition to saying goodbye to Shabbat, our ceremony called Havdalah. So we invite you, if you're comfortable, getting close to your friends, family, holding hands, putting your arms around each other, and I'll lead you through the ceremony.
You can put the prayer book on the seat behind you. And your part, very simple. Sing with me. Lai, lai, la, 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 lai, lai. Lai, la, 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 lai, lai. La, la, lai, 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 lai. La, la, lai. Lai, la, da, 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 dai, dai. Lai, la, da, 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 dai, dai. La, da, dai, 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 dai. La, da, dai.
So this ceremony called Havdalah, is a time in which we separate. We separate from the joy of the Sabbath, of Shabbat, to the joy of the rest of the week, the secular week. And we do that by very slowly saying goodbye to this Shabbat. We just got to experience one of the sweetest moments in life, which is Jasper becoming bar mitzvah. We want to hold on to that moment for a very long time. So we do that through our 5 senses. We do that through taste. So we will do the blessing over the grape juice. We do it through sight. We will look at the intertwined flames. We lit 2 candles for Shabbat. We intertwine them and light 1 candle with many wicks for Havdalah. We'll do that through the sense of smell, touch, holding each other, right? And here, we will say goodbye to Shabbat, that last moment, by putting the candle into the wine. And we will listen to that sizzle as we just hold on to the last moments of Shabbat. We will help you through the prayers. It starts with Baruch Atah Adonai. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Adonai Elohim melech haolam.
Borei Peri Hagafen.
Borei Peri Hagafen. Borei Peri Hagafen. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei Minei V'Samim. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei me'orei ha'esh.
Borei me'orei ha'esh. Borei me'orei ha'esh. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol.
המבדיל בין קודש לחול. המבדיל
Dramatic effect.
בין קודש לחול. I needed some reverb on
Eliyahu
there.
hanavi.
Eliyahu הנביא.
Eliyahu hatishbi.
Eliyahu התשבי.
Eliyahu, Eliyahu. Eliyahu hagiladi.
Eliyahu hagiladi.
Bimhera v'yamenu.
Bimhera v'yamenu.
Yavo elenu.
Yavo elenu.
Im Mashiach ben David.
Mashiach ben David.
Im Mashiach ben David.
Mashiach ben David.
Eliyahu hanavi.
Eliyahu hanavi.
Eliyahu hatishbi.
Eliyahu hatishbi.
Eliyahu, Eliyahu.
Eliyahu, Eliyahu.
Eliyahu hagiladi.
Eliyahu hagiladi.
Shavua tov.
Shavua tov.
Shavua tov.
Shavua tov.
Shavua tov.
Shavua tov. Shavua tov.
A good week.
A good week.
Week of peace.
A week of peace.
May gladness reign.
May gladness reign.
And joy increase.
And joy increase. Don't anybody move a muscle yet. What are we doing now?
That's it.
I know the service is over, but what are we doing?
Oh yeah,
Where
are there
we going?
want to make an announcement about where do people know where they're going?
Or just tell us where you're going. I think we're going to Venus.
Any of Jasper's friends and any other teenagers want to go on the party bus? It's going to be air conditioned. Jasper has to stay here for 5 minutes and take a few pictures. But then you guys can all get on the bus and he'll be there soon. And everyone else, there's directions to our home in Hidden Hills outside if you didn't get them already, right outside here. I think that's it.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Sameh,